Let's get started. Open the bonnet. The thermostat is located on this side of the engine under here. Start by removing the battery terminals. Use a 10mm spanner. With the terminals off, we now remove the battery strap. This bolt is rusty, so we use a little WD-40. Use a 13mm socket. Links to tools and parts used are provided in the description below. Now lift out the battery. With the battery out, we now remove the plastic battery tray. Now unplug the ECU terminals. Next, we unclip all the wires from the battery tray. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Broken Fixed. To unclip this lower wire, push out the front clip and slide out the back one. Remove the 10mm bolt from the small earthing wire. With the earthing wires removed, gently replace the bolt so you don't lose it. Now we remove the 13mm bolts and nut from the metal battery tray. You should be able to partly lift out the battery tray now to access the clip for the wire under the ECU. Once that's unclipped, you can remove the battery tray. Now we have access to the thermostat. This one has been leaking for some time, and you can see the crystallization from the dried antifreeze. Remove the single-use hose clip with a flathead screwdriver. At this stage it is still difficult to remove the hose. Also, on this thermostat the electrical connection is facing away from me, so for easier access we will remove the thermostat. Unscrew the two 10mm bolts. With these out, you can simply pull the old thermostat out. You may or may not have coolant leak out, depending on if your broken thermostat was stuck open or closed. Now we have more space, we can pull away the larger hose. Again, there may or may not be coolant leaking once you remove the hose. Now we can twist this around so we can remove the electrical connection. Next, remove the reusable hose clip. To access it a little better, I fed the hole with the smaller hose attached up through this part of the wiring loom. Now it's easier to remove this hose clip. Once unclipped, push it up onto the hose. Now pull away this last hose from the thermostat. Clean any debris away from this area. The new part should look identical to the old one. There are some thermostats with an extra hose located here. These are more common on the Fiat Punto and not the 500. Make sure the new gasket is fitted snugly. Now feed the smaller hose back behind the loom. Place a new hose clip over the larger hose. This is the only clip I had and it's a little too big, but it will work fine. Now slide the smaller hose onto the top of the new thermostat. These arrows should be pointing to each other. Next, slide the larger hose in place. There is a small dent that will fit into place to align this up correctly. Now clip the electrical connection back. On this thermostat the connection part is facing me, which is much better. Now clip back the reusable hose clip on the smaller hose. We can use this special tool to do this easily. These types of clips are always difficult to work with, but with this hose clip tool it's closed in seconds. Next, tighten the new hose clip on the larger hose. Check again to make sure the gasket is in the correct place. Bolt the thermostat into place using the 10mm bolts. You are bolting this into aluminium, so tighten them only enough to compress the gasket. Do not over-tighten them. Check the new hose clip is tight. With that fitted, we will replace the battery tray. Clip the lower wire back. Fit the battery tray over the lower bolt to get it into the correct position. Replace all the wires and clips that were removed. Replace the earthing wires and tighten the 10mm nut. Replace the 2 bolts and lower nut. Use a screwdriver to drop the nut into place. Replace the plastic battery tray base. Lower the battery back into place. Sit the battery up into the top corner and fit the battery strap. With the battery secure, connect the battery terminals. Once they are tightened, connect up the negative earth cable. Now open the expansion tank and fill with a mix of 50% antifreeze and 50% water. Open the bleed valve and continue to fill until all air has come out and there is only coolant. Close the bleed valve and close the radiator cap. Run the car with the heater turned on full for a while. Then allow the engine to cool and check the coolant level. Top up with coolant if needed. Keep checking the coolant level on the car for the next few days as it may drop. Job done.